Hi, my name is Dan Schmitt, and it's the Team Chicago Challenge. We're in Morrison, Illinois for the race. That's right, the race, one of the toughest, hardest races in the country. Bill Gusse's been putting on this race at the end of the year. I remember coming out here with my OSA. Now, how many people out there know what an OSA is? Today is the Saturday event. I'm going to be riding with the helmet cam. We'll get to see what the event looks like. We'll be looking at the small bikes racing also. But anyhow, Bill's been putting on this event. We're going to start at the bike barn. It's one of the toughest races, part of the OMA series. And I'll tell you, it's a great race, and I'm going to be in the deep woods checking it out. We're going to see some of the best riders in the country. So let's start out, check out the beginning with the two-wave start, and then we'll be heading into the woods. Well, a good number of bikes have shown up for the Saturday event as we wait for the start. It's a two-wave start. The starter's straight ahead of me. Let's check it out for the first wave. And as you see, it's a dead engine start. So everybody's engine's got to be off. Now the guys in the second row are starting their engines. You see how quick? I'm riding Derek's Suzuki RM that I've been working on, putting some new parts on this thing, trying to get this thing to run properly. I have to spend a little more time with the jetting on this bike. Now it's time to wait for our start with the dead engine. Everybody's got to kill their engine. Wait for the flag. 1 minute between the waves. Watch the flag man. Now I start kicking. Doesn't quite want to start that easy. Now I get it started. In this wave, it's the C-Class and the schoolboy. We head out towards the woods through another peat field, and I get this Suzuki running a little bit better. Earlier, I talked to Bill Gusse. Bill Gusse, the man that puts this all together for 31 years now, United Off-Road Racing, and I asked Bill about this Saturday event. My question was, hey, Bill, tell me about the fun run.
The fun run out here on Saturday has been designed for your average rider. You know, parents may bring their kids in to race on Sunday, but maybe they've outgrown the need for technical and tough trails, so we put together this fun run on Saturday. It's approximately 15 miles around, got a little bit of open river bottom timber in it, a lot of farmers' fields, and well, we're speaking of farmers, you know, my neighbors around this Fenton area have just been so good to me for, this would be 31 years, so I couldn't do it without my neighbors, and couldn't do it without them racers, so we try to put in a race on Saturday for your average racer and your boondocker that wants to come out and have a good time.
Coming to another creek crossing, there's a bike stuck over there, so I don't want to go over to my left. And let me see, what did I learn? I learned never really follows the same trail as everybody else. That's usually where the holes are. But I see this little trail off to the right just a little bit. Actually, I should have looked down the creek a little further, but it looks like I can come across here. Go up the bank here. Now I'm on dry ground and just ride the side of this embankment right here. Just make it up to the top. That's it. Ride along. That's the way to do it. Well, I feel like I know something. I feel like I am somebody. But this is big fun. I'll tell you, there is nothing quite like trail riding. As I continue to head west, and you can see we have problems with the camera when I look right at the sun, and now we got this little fence. You go over the fence. Don't stop on the top of one of them little grates there because you cannot put your feet down. I have crashed on one of them in the past. Don't want to do that again. You just ride right across it, back into the great trail here. And that's what the fun run is. Some of these nice trails. And as I continue along, we're going to check out the action in the mini race. And these are the small bike race. So let's check this out. They had their own loop. And some of these mini riders were doing it in 7 minutes, the loop. So let's check it out as he ran them all together. All 6 or 7 classes. As I shoot across this field, we're going to head over and check out the mini bike race. Well, there were 6 classes running. You got the 100 cc's, 14 and 15-year-olds. You got the 100 cc, 12 and 13-year-olds. You got the 65 cc, that's 10 to 11 years old. You got the 65 cc, 7 to 9 years old. And then you got the 50s, 7 to 8 years old, and 4 and 6 50s. But up front, you have 100, 14 to 15-year-olds. Dustin McDonald is leading. Tanner Warner is second. This is 65, number 58, the 65 cc class. And that's the leader, the 10 to 11-year-old. That's Brandon from. In the 100 cc for the 12 and 13-year-olds, Austin Wells, he was up front. Oh, watch it. Oh, number 9. He missed the bridge. Almost went into the drink. So in the rundown in the classes, the 100 cc, 14 to 15, Dustin McDonald's picked up the win. Tanner Warner was second. In the 100 cc's, 12 and 13-year-olds, Austin Wells was first. Kyler Carr was second. 65 to 10 and 11 years old, it was Brandon Form first. Joey Fortune was second. 65 cc, 7 to 9-year-olds, Dylan Kess was first. Keegan Lee was second. The 50 cc class, the 7 and 8 years old, it was Logan Hausker who was first. Bryce Hahn was second. In the 50 cc's, the 4 to 6 years old was Matthew McDonald's up front, and Brandon Hausiga, who was second. And now we're going to head back to me with the helmet cam, finishing up the first loop as I cut across these open fields. This is too much fun. You definitely have got to own a dirt bike. You definitely have to come out. And Bill, now this is the race. This is one of the 10 nationals of the OMA National Series, sponsored by Parts Unlimited, Moose Products, and a whole list of other sponsors. As we see one of the competitors at this water crossing, he's a go fast. He's going fast. And the results from this event, the Saturday Fun Run in the open class, it was Robert Sarazak picking up the win. Ron Whipple was second. It's the open A class. Open B class, Joe Gabbard was first. Lanik was second, as we see another bike coming to this water crossing. In the C class, open, it was Carl Pattinger first. Tony Hahn was second. You see another bike trying to make it out of the water. Schoolboy, it was Stephen Willis on the Suzuki picking up the win. Tyler Eilenzer on the KTM was second. And in the team competition, Chris McCarthy and Steve Wurgis won the team competition. Me, how am I doing? Well, in the C class, I entered in the C class. I'm running 15th as I come to the water crossing right at the bike barn. You gotta go down this embankment into the water, then underneath. Underneath the bridge, got a good number of spectators at this point. Just waiting for someone to fall on their head. You gotta stay close and then use the corner to get up. Boy, I did it like I knew what I'm doing. Head on out the other side. We'll head back towards the bike barn. Another open field. Big fun. I'll tell you, I had a great time. Well, it's almost 12 noon, and that's the time for the start of the race. 31 years this event's been put on. Dead engine start. I remember in the old days when they used the regular shotgun, and they had a shotgun start. But now they would use a flag. We're looking at the flag man. It's a dead engine start. As the pro class and the A's get the start, as they race around these two farm trailers, and these guys are hauling the bacon. They scoot back to the motocross track. Up front, that could be Jimmy Jarrett on that Suzuki. It's hard to say with the amount of dust. But this event is sponsored by 10, your lucky number, that's right, 10 Racing. But before you know it, the second wave, this is the B riders and the C riders, they go charging now. This is serious off-road motorcycle racing at the bike barn. United Off-Road Racing, full contingency. This is race 10 of the OMA series, brought to you by Parts Unlimited. Big fun. They are flying as they hit the motocross track, and then they'll be heading out into the trails. And earlier I had a chance to talk to some of the competitors. Let's go to that right now for their comments.
Hi, my name's Tracy Bachman from Fort Dodge, Iowa. I'm excited about racing Gussie's last race. This race is always really fun. It's technical and crazy. And I think right now I'm 7th in the standings.
I'm Cooper Bailey. Third race. First two were pretty awesome. I like the series. I like Bill Gussie. I like how technical the tracks are. I don't know how to do them in point standing. Not good. I've only raced 2 races, but it's been fun.
Hi, I'm David Swanson. This is my first pro race. I think I'm in over my head, but we'll see how it goes, and I'm going to keep it floored, and hopefully I don't hurt myself.
Hello, Alan Westerfield. I am a 4th place in points right now, OMA series. Unfortunately, Adam Boner and Chris Bach, a few other guys got hurt, bumped me up the ladder pretty good, but having fun and staying safe, that's what we do. So that's about it. Nothing special about me, just a solid mid-packer.
Hi, my name's Adam Bernard. I live in Morrison, Illinois. This is my hometown, my home track. So these guys are in for a treat today. They got a lot of logs to worry about, a lot of fields. They should have a lot of fun today. Bill does a good job, and hope they have a lot of fun.
Well, I went ahead to Black's Crossing. This is the Rock Creek. And we start to see some of the bikes coming into view. Up front, is that number 14? 14, that's Jason Thomas right with him. Is that Charlie Mullins? Jimmy Jarrett? It's like Jimmy Jarrett is right with him. Is he on a 4-stroke? Jimmy's riding a 450 Suzuki. The other two are on Yamaha 2-stroke 250s. 7 comes by, that's Alan Westerfield. Might identify some of these riders. 74, it's Charlie Deutscher on the Yamaha. Looks like this Honda got a little mud in the little mud pie. And now they're trying to decide which way is the fastest way across without running over any of the spectators. This is definitely a spectator participating event. Got spectators pointing out different spots these guys are trying to pass. Use this as a place to pass besides making it across the water if they can get the advantage. But you can see there's a little bit of hole coming this way. If I can identify any more of these riders. Looks like somebody's engine just died. That's going to cost them a little bit of time. Yeah, Kawasaki. But out there, there are 15 different classes, A bikes, B bikes, and C bikes, open class, 200 class, and then age groups. But the sponsors are Moose Racing, Maxxis Tires, Pirelli Tires, DP Brakes, Weisco, Motion Pro, Fun Mart, Cycle Center, CRT, Scott Service, ITB, Motorex, Meyer USA, and this event, 10 Racing, that makes some custom number plates for your motorcycle ATV. It's definitely fun for the spectators, right up front and in the middle of the action, no doubt about it. And we move ahead to another water crossing that I thought was going to be a toughie. But we hear they had 4-stroke, and we see the 2-stroke up front now. 14 is still up front. 1-2 is second, them 2 Yamahas, and then 4-stroke Suzuki of Jarrett. Okay, it's Jason Thomas, Charlie Mullins, Jimmy Jarrett. Now let's see who comes next. Another 4-stroke. Is that Alan Westfield? Is he riding a 4-stroke? Running in 4th place. Check it out. We see these guys making it through the water. A good location to see where the bikes are coming from as they make it through. But as you see with the directions, they end up taking the sideways. But basically out there, Chris Nees, Charlie Deutscher, Keith Sagman, Chuck Gerritsen, Dave Stickle, he's doing great. Ben Schaefer, Ryan Moss, Phil Converse, Joe Hardman, Cooper Bailey as another bike stops for fuel. And they've got their pit crews out. 42 goes by. I don't have a number who 42 is. That could be, it was a Yamaha. They're being directed out of the deep water. That's one reason it's great to have help. You have a crew. This is all legal. You got people can meet you on the trail. But another great spectator area. People come out to check out the race. One of the greatest off-road events of the season. The race and the Moose Run. 2 of the most famous motorcycle off-road races in the country, maybe even in the world. Number 11 goes by. That's Dave Stickle. He's also on a 4-stroke Suzuki. Dave Stickle, he's running, he's in the top 20, but they're going to be thinning him out before this is over. Believe me, we're getting to see maybe some of the easier spots. There's a lot tougher spots. We're going to be heading into the woods, checking out these different locations. And earlier, as the bikes continue on, I had a chance to talk to Bill Gusse, the promoter of United Off-Road Racing, and I asked him, when did he get this started? When did he get this racing going, and how did it all come about? So we're going to go to Bill Gusse as he answers my question. Bill, when did you get this all started?
Well, we've started this in 1976. only because I had so many neighbors that let me ride on their properties that I wanted to share it with my racing friends. And throughout the years, it's grown into this OMA National Series, which is sponsored by Parts Unlimited and Moose, with some of our associate sponsors, 10 Racing being our sponsor for this event out here this weekend. And obviously, one thing I'd like to say is, Dan, you realize I just got out of makeup. That's why I look so pretty. But along with that, this thing's been going on for years and years with the help of my neighbors and racers, and it's developed in sort of a thing that everybody that rides dirt bike has to do at some point in time in their life. So along with that, I guess that's about it. How are we doing, Dan?
Well, as we come back to the racing action, we're into the second loop now. Going to see some of these riders come flashing by. See if we can identify them. 11 went by. That's Dave Stickle again. Dave is now running 9th place overall. Right with him, I think that was Ben Schaefer. KTM, that could have been Ryan Moss coming by. He's in that 200A class. Another KTM, could that be, no, Phil Converse is running a gas. Let's see if we can spot Phil Converse. Another Suzuki goes flashing by. It could have been Brian Johnson. But some of the riders, now these riders are already on their second loop. Some of the riders are still on the first loop. But everybody's having a great time. So we identify number 6 comes by. I don't have a 6 listed, but they continue to battle. Some guys team up, they run together, wait until the very end to try to make their move. It's easier to follow someone than it is to try to break the trail yourself. Some of the classes. Open C, Eric Vender, he's up front. Carl Pottinger, as we see him shooting across this open field. In the 200C class, Tyler Tigergo on the KTM is first. Tanner Warner is second. Michael Morgan in that 30 to 39C class, he's leading. He's ahead of Andy Dornbush. Leading that 40 to 49C class is Rick Riggs. As we see another bike breaking the trail, open fields. Like I said, at the end of the year, there are plenty of open fields where you get to get on the gas and definitely have a great time. That's the fun part. That's the greatest part. But up front, now leading and jumping to the lead, that is Charles Mullins on the Yamaha. He has now moved ahead. In fact, he's got, looks like a couple minutes over second and third place. He is flying, no doubt, on that Yamaha. Charles Mullins, I think he's going to go on to pick up the win. That's right, in that pro class. Some of the B class competition, Open B, Brent Buck, he's up front. Kurt DeMay is running second. 200B. This is second. That's second and third place. Battling out, that's Jason Thomas and Jimmy Jarrett. So it looks like that Yamaha, Charlie Huffins, he is way out there. As we see these guys riding across through the farm fields into the cornfield. Some more of the riders come flash along, see if we can identify them, see if we can spot their number. But in the overall standings, it's Charles Mufflins. He's up front. Jason Thomas second. Jimmy Jarrett is third. Fourth, Alan Westerfield. Fifth is Chris Nees. Charlie Deutscher is sixth. Seventh is Keith Zagman. Chuck Carlson is eighth. Dave Sicko's ninth. 10th is Ben Schaefer. As we see Charlie Deutscher go by, number 74. He's on that Yamaha. Phil Converse is running 12th. 11th is Ryan Moss. Joe Hardman's 13th. Cooper Bailey's 14th. Derek Spengler is 15th. Tracy Benjamin is 16th. Brian Johnson 17th. John Strangefelt the Moose Man, he is 18th. Larry Berquist, 19th. And Trent Block is 20th. Jimmy Jarrett finishing third in this event. He's going to end up picking up the championship again, winning $10,000 for the championship of this Parts Unlimited Moose. A great race, great event, big fun for everybody. Some of the B riders, Joe Gabbard picked up that 200B win. Lance Murphy was second. 30 to 39B is Brandon Frizzle. Eric Johnson is second. And 40, the 49B class, Kenny Ottoback beat Roy Kress, who finished second. And as they continue on running, 2 loops, 35 miles, each loop 70 miles total. The race, one of the toughest, one of the most fun, one of the most technical off-road events in the Midwest, in the country, and maybe one of the best events in the world. United Off-Road Racing, and everybody had a great time. Special thanks to Bill Gusse, Darcy Gusse, his daughter, and all the riders. What a great day for the race.
I know I had a great time. For more information on United Off-Road Racing, it is now Midwest X Country. MXCWoodsRacing.com is their website, also known as MXC Racing. To contact me, and I love to hear from my audience, it's teamdan45@gmail.com. And remember, you can always search on YouTube with Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing for great motorcycle racing action. Dan Schmitt Politics to learn what makes America great. But check it out on YouTube, Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing. And I highly encourage you to visit the World of Motorcycle Museum. Winamac, Indiana, just off Indiana 39, Highway 39, south of North Judson, Indiana. Give them a call first at 574-896-3172. It's a great trip and a great collection of motorcycles. Music for the show by Engine, Mike Preetz, Intrigue, and Travesty, and all recorded in Fireside Studios, Westchester, Illinois.